Hello FPL managers and welcome to our first Fantasy Premier League video for the new 2021-22 season. Today we're going to take a look at the brand new Premier League fixture announcements, as well as some opening fixtures and teams to target for the new campaign, and some players that could be good to consider for the FPL squads based on these fixtures. So just before we get into the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to show support for the channel, and share this video with your friends if you guys are enjoying this type of content. With that being said, let's get into the video. So first of all, just an overview of all the Premier League clubs' first 5 fixtures for the new season. Arsenal face up with Brentford in the first game week, and then they face Chelsea, City, Norwich and Burnley after that, which is a mixed bag of fixtures. Aston Villa have a nice start in which they face Watford, Newcastle, Brentford, Chelsea and Everton. Brentford face Arsenal, Palace, Villa, Brighton and Wolves, which is a mixed bag of fixtures. Brighton face Burnley, Watford, Everton, Brentford and Leicester. Burnley have a fairly difficult start to the season in which they face Brighton, Liverpool, Leicester, Everton and Arsenal. Chelsea also have a tricky start in which they face Palace, Arsenal, Liverpool, Villa and Tottenham. And Crystal Palace have a mixed bag where they face Chelsea, Brentford, West Ham, Tottenham and Liverpool. Everton do have a promising start for the new Premier League season, where they face Southampton, Leeds, Brighton, Burnley and Aston Villa, and Leeds have a mixed bag where they face Manchester United, Everton, Burnley, Liverpool and Newcastle. Leicester face Wolves, West Ham, Norwich City, Brighton, and Liverpool have a very favourable start in which they face Norwich, Burnley, Chelsea, Leeds and Palace. City also have an okay start where they face the Spurs in the first game week of the season, but then it does get better for them where they face Norwich, Arsenal, Leicester and Southampton. And United also have a very promising start to the new campaign where they verse Leeds, Southampton, Wolves, Newcastle and West Ham. Have a look at the other clubs. Newcastle face West Ham, Villa, Southampton, United and Leeds. Norwich have a very tricky start where they face Liverpool and Man City as their first 2 opponents before they face Leicester, Arsenal and Watford. Southampton play Everton, then United, Newcastle, West Ham and City. Spurs play Manchester City in the first game week of the season, then they face Wolves, Watford, Palace and Chelsea, which is okay for them. Watford have an okay start where they face Villa, Brighton, Spurs, Wolves and Norwich. West Ham also have a fairly promising start to the season where they face Newcastle, Leicester, Palace and Southampton as their first 4, and then Manchester United in game week 5. And to finish it off, Wolves have a fairly tricky start to the season where they face Leicester, Spurs and United as their first 3, but then face Watford and Brentford after that. So now moving on to the teams to focus, starting off with Liverpool. To start the campaign, Liverpool's fixtures are looking very promising as they face Norwich, Burnley, Chelsea, Leeds and Palace as their first 5 opponents. 4 out of these first 5 matches only have an FDR rating of 2, which does add up to a total of 12 FDR points, which is the equal lowest across these first 5 game weeks for any team in the league. Having a look at some players to target from Liverpool, starting off with Mo Salah. He recorded 231 points last season as he was the 3rd highest scoring player in FPL. Mo Salah was very impressive once again, recording 22 goals and 6 assists, and is just such a consistent performer for FPL, and he does present himself as a decent captaincy option for the first game week. Moving on to his attacking partner in Diogo Jota, he returned himself 86 FPL points last year as he was very impressive, recording 9 goals in just 12 Premier League starts for Liverpool. If Jota can play a few more games next season and get some consistent performances stringing together, he could be a very good FPL asset to have in the squad for that mid-range price midfielder. And to cap off Liverpool assets, it is Trent Alexander-Arnold, who was the 3rd highest scoring defender in the league last year with a very impressive 160 total FPL points. He ended the season very strong as in the last 9 game weeks he got himself 1 goal, 4 assists and 3 clean sheets. This meant that across the year he got himself 2 goals, 8 assists and 10 clean sheets as he was once again very impressive for Liverpool, and you would expect Liverpool to get a few more clean sheets next season with the likes of Van Dijk and Joe Gomez coming back into their team. Moving on to the next team to focus on, it is Aston Villa. Aston Villa also have a decent batch of fixtures in their first 5 game weeks of the new season as they face up against Watford, Newcastle, Brentford, Chelsea and Everton. Obviously these first 3 matches against the 2 newly promoted sides in Watford and Brentford, and also with Newcastle in the mix, it does make the Aston Villa assets very enticing, especially in the short term for the start of the season. Having a look at some Villa assets to target, starting off with Ollie Watkins. He recorded himself 168 FPL points last year and was great value for his £6 million price tag. Watkins surprised a lot of people as he got himself 14 goals and 9 assists across last campaign. Also with an overall ICT rank of 6, this did highlight his attacking potential across the year. And also with Jack Grealish coming back from injury into that Aston Villa side, and the likes of Emi Buendia in the midfield, Aston Villa could be a very good attacking outfit for the new campaign. Speaking of, Jack Grealish is the next player to target for Aston Villa, as he recorded himself 135 points last year. Jack Grealish only played 26 out of the 38 games last year, and does prove to be great value in the middle of the park for his price tag, which was sitting at around £7 million. And moving on to the third Aston Villa asset, it is their goalkeeper and Emi Martinez. Martinez was the top scoring goalkeeper last season by a very comfortable 26 points, as he racked in 186 total FPL points for the season. He did start the year priced at £4.5 million and finished at £5.3 million, as many managers brought him in, as he was left as the top owned keeper for the year with a 37.9% ownership. The move to Aston Villa certainly did seem to favour him, as he recorded 15 clean sheets across last season. Also with Aston Villa signing the likes of Ashley Young, they do seem to have a bit more depth in that defence, which should shore up their defence to improve their clean sheet ratio. Obviously 15 clean sheets was very impressive last season, but with this new signing you wouldn't expect that to increase, as they do have some very good defensive solidarity. So now moving on to the third and final team, it is Manchester United. United have some very promising fixtures to start the campaign, where they face Leeds, Southampton, Wolves, Newcastle and West Ham, where none out of their first 5 game week opponents have an FPL rating of over 3. This does total to 12, which is the equal lowest alongside with Liverpool and Brighton. Obviously Bruno Fernandes does have to be on this list, as he was the highest scoring player in FPL last year with 244 total points. He has been so impressive for Manchester United since joining, as he recorded 18 goals and 14 assists across last year's campaign. You will expect his price to rise though, as he was coming in at £10.5 million at the start of last year, and you would expect this to increase to around £11.5 million at the least. Moving on to Luke Shaw, he scored 124 FPL points last season and was very solid in Manchester United's defence. He got himself 1 goal, 5 assists and 10 clean sheets, which did highlight his attacking potential as well as his defensive solidarity. And to accompany Luke Shaw, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is also another good option in that Manchester United defence, as you would expect them to pick up quite a few clean sheets across the first 5 game weeks. Wan-Bissaka was the 5th highest scoring defender last year with 144 total FPL points, as he was very impressive, getting 2 goals, 5 assists and 13 clean sheets. So that's what we've got for today for the EPL fixture announcement coming into the brand new FPL season. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like and subscribe to show support for the channel. And once again, share this video with your friends if you guys are enjoying this type of content. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.